How's it going, Ding Dongs? In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this carbon shifter for Jinjian's mid-engine swap Eclipse.
Ding Dong Drift! Ding Dong Drift!
The same as most of my projects, start with a 3D model. Caleb wanted a shift knob that was just nice and simple, round, you know, the usual shift knob. He sent me dimensions of a shift knob he liked the size of, and I replicated those dimensions. After that, we looked at some fonts, decided on this font, and then we were going to put it at the top so you could see that MRGST logo at the top, but it kind of looked like Mr. GST instead of MRGST, so Caleb wanted that dash in between the letters, so had to do it vertically. And then it was on to making the molds. So that is the male part of the mold that will imprint the letters. And these are the two pieces for the female end of the mold that will be pressed into. Off they went on the printer, and then it was time to do a bunch of sanding. Alright, we got the mold all packed up. Resin is oozing out, means it was packed enough. See, the resin is coming out all over the place. That's a good thing, you want that. That means you got good compression and the excess resin is leaving the mold. So hopefully it's fully wetted out. It's gonna be 24 hours for this to dry, so I'll be back tomorrow. Alright, it's been about, I think, 21 hours, but it seems like the resin is totally dry. Not tacky at all, so let's try to demold it. I think the male part is gonna be sacrificial, but shifter looks good though, or shift knob I should say. I wish I made some sort of wedge or something inside the male piece to help eject this. Alright, got some more persuasive tools. See if we can get it out. Holy shit, I finally got it out. And the letters worked fucking perfectly. Look at that. That is amazing. Wow. It's absolutely perfect. I can't believe how well that imprinted. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. This side is way thicker than this side, and I think I know why. So this mold, part of the mold was thin, and this one was in 2 pieces. So I think what happened was this mold opened up this way, which made this side thicker, and this mold caved in this way, which made this side thinner. But that's okay. Just gonna sand down the seam, then we're gonna 3D print the letters, and we're gonna glue them in, sand it all super flush, coat it in more resin. Alright, the letters are printed out. Let's take these off the bed and stick them in the shift knob, see if it fits actually. Yo, that's freaking epic. This spot obviously didn't get filled in as well. Nonetheless, that looks freaking awesome. Coat the whole thing in resin. That will fill in all the gaps. And then I'm gonna sand everything totally flush because you can see it's sticking out a little bit. So then I'm gonna sand everything totally flush and it will be, you won't even feel the letters. They're just gonna be completely blended in. It's gonna be badass. All right, I think I got a pretty good coating on it. I'm just moving it around, making sure there's no big runs like that one right there. This is basically how it's gonna look when it's done, besides the unevenness here, but once it's all sanded, it's gonna be super smooth. Looks super slick. All right, let's let this dry. Be back tomorrow. We're gonna sand it all flush and do another coat. It's been 24 hours. Shift knob's looking good, but the gaps are still there. So I'm gonna sand this down flush now so the letters aren't sticking out anymore, and then do another coat. So I had kind of a crazy idea. This is my 3D scanning turntable, and it's the only thing I have that rotates slowly. So maybe this will keep the resin from dripping. I don't know, we'll see. Find out tomorrow if it worked. Oh, things didn't go as planned. Whole turntable fell off the table, fell off the plate. The hot glue unstuck from the plate, the turntable fell off, and then it fell right here, and it was grinding up against the edge of the dresser, or whatever cabinet. And shift knob's kind of fucked. Hopefully there's still enough resin on here that I can sand it smooth and I don't have to recoat, because I really don't want to have to recoat. So once this is dry, I'm gonna sand it and we'll see how it looks. Alright, I got it all sanded down. It's looking good. Still needs a little more resin, so I'm not gonna use a turntable anymore. I'm gonna use a fucking drill with the zip tie on the trigger. I'm not gonna film anymore because it's the same thing over and over again. You'll just see the final product. This thing just scared me. It stopped running and I had to take the battery out and put it back in. Hopefully this drill doesn't have some sort of like auto timeout thing, because that would suck ass. Oh, that's going. I got the fuck. God damn it. Fucking hell. This fucking 3-legged stool sucks ass. Got the fire going. Got the baked potatoes in there. I don't know. Yeah, baked potato, baby. It's the way to go. No better way to make a potato than in the fire. The drill kept turning off every 6 minutes, so I made this. I took the turntable apart, I mounted it with a screw to the piece of wood so it can't fall off. This is super glued and hot glued to the table, and then I screwed the stud into the turntable, and it's fucking mint now. Alright, it's the next morning. Look at that. This turned out perfect. There it is in the sun. Look at that reflection.
Sensational.
Alright, well that's gonna wrap up this video. This makes me want to make my own shift knob in carbon. My ergo knob, that I call it, because it fits my hand perfectly. I want to make this in carbon. I don't know if it'll be possible because of all the crazy overhangs and stuff, but we'll see. I made this whole shifter in carbon, so might as well make this in carbon. Thank you so much for watching. You're gonna see this shift knob in Jin Jim's video, so make sure you go check out his channel, because that build is freaking awesome. Mid-engine swapping anything is freaking incredible, so mid-engine SC? Yeah, maybe someday when I learn to weld better. Alright, ding dongs, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
America, America, America. Do you have your passport?